at it, guys and gals, and we're doing something different tonight. I bet you've never heard me say that once, but we're doing something we have never done, and that is, well, you know, we got a box full of exhausts that we're just going to wing it. I've never done a full exhaust. You guys have seen me do exhaust work, but never a you build it yourself kind of exhaust. I got that off the Amazonian site for $158 hairs. That's really bright light. Good night almighty. I was lucky, and on the junkyard exhaust, I'll just show you over here. What they did is they left this pipe. Do yourself a favor. If you're doing a junkyard removal, cut and leave you plenty of excess, because that helped me a lot on this exhaust, and I'll show you. So I didn't have to buy a flange for up, dang it, you probably can't see it. Let me grab my other flashlight and I'll show you. So you need something to attach to the manifold, right? And it has a flange there. So I lucked out and I attached this pipe to that pipe. See? Now I did have to cut that pipe, but you know what? It worked out good. I also had to do the exact same thing to this one. And we're gonna have to weld that solid. And this was turned different. I loosened these nuts, turned the pipe, and got it angled the correct way. I am not what one would call an experienced exhaust person in the least. However, I do know a few things. You want to keep it as close to the body as you can, and that's pretty much it. Now, I know somebody's going to say, does the car run yet? Because I don't remember seeing it run. No, it doesn't. Then why are we doing exhaust? Well, for multiple reasons, actually. One, this car never had a lot of this stuff in it from the factory. It didn't have the AOD transmission. It didn't have this shift cable. It didn't have, well, Flowmasters. I'm just saying, it didn't have this differential. There's a lot of things that's changed is what I'm saying. And as a semi-new type builder, like going this far deep in, I want to make sure everything is going to clear, everything is going to fit. I don't want issues is what I'm saying. I still have to run my transmission line, my fuel line, right? I want to make sure the exhaust and that are never going to meet. So I want my exhaust ran before I run those. That way, so I know for a fact I don't have any issues. So this pipe's actually loose right now, see? But we're going to cut. See how the floorboard, I don't know if you can see it or not, because this light is ultra blinding, at least on my end. So if you can tell, this is actually arched up here, aka I think a good place for a muffler. And what we're going to do is kick it out right here. We're not going over the axle, not going axle dump, none of that. And the reason why is we like different stuff. I don't know if you know that or not. So we got these nice tips, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of love them. They're kind of sweet, and they're kind of going to go right about there-ish. I kind of dig that. Hopefully I can actually make it happen, because as you guys know, like I've said, this is my very first time at exhaust, all the way complete exhaust. So the only thing I know for sure is we have tacked it up right to there so far. We're going to take right here and we're going to cut it, place the muffler here, which we are recycling mufflers. We're recycling the old Flowmasters from the 94. Why? Because I already have them. They sound perfectly fine, and they're like 80 bucks a piece. That's money saved. Why spend the extra money? They're still in good shape. what I did is I cut the end off where they had welded it there, and I simply, I mean, that's right there is what happened. See where it was welded? I cut it, and the pipe no longer exists. We're good to go. We got brand new mufflers now. Just don't look at them. So they're going to sound exactly the way they did, and I'm not worried about it. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. The only thing I'm going to say is this. These are going to be true duels. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, somewhere in there. We're going to try to exit it right about here-ish. It's going to hang down just enough to where it doesn't hit this spring. So it's going to hang down about right here-ish and just right at the body, okay? That's the game plan. Let's just hope it works. We're also going to make it to where we can remove them from the manifold. So we're going to unbolt like, yeah. This pipe will come undone from the manifold, and hopefully everything will be great. Hopefully. Wish me luck, and we'll look at the aftermath and see what's going on, all right? So I got one side done, and I'm going to show you what we got here. First off, it was kind of cool, but I mean a lot of work to get it exactly where I wanted it, okay? That kit is actually a really good kit. Like I say, I reused my Flowmasters. If you can see, let's see. So I welded all of this solid because, one, probably the last time these mufflers are going to get used. They're all welded solid. This pipe, I'm pretty set on it. I made my own hanger out of a piece of metal, and I just welded it to the pipe, stuck it up there in a frame with a self-tapper. The reason why is I couldn't find where I wanted it to go. Like, I didn't want to drill it into the floor, and it was too far away from the frame here. I didn't want to hang it from here. I was trying to get a little bit of clearance from the shifting cable. Thus the reason why I'm doing the exhaust right now. That way so I can see what all is going to hit, and yeah. So I did go with stock manifolds for the 77, 78 Mustang, and they actually work. They bolted perfectly in. Like I say, give yourself some downpipe and just, you know, send it. I welded right to it, and we have 2 1/4 all the way back. I figured 2 1/4 because, one, this is going to give it plenty of airflow for a little stock 302. And we're not going to have, I don't think, the clearance issues underneath with 2 1/4. So pretty happy about that. And it just happens to be the exact that fit into the muffler. So that must be pretty standard on most of the Mustangs anyway. I don't know. But anyway, that's where we wanted this. We put a level on it, got it level, and we're pretty happy with it. Overall, for our first side exhaust, first time doing exhaust, you know what? For gigs, should we just set her down a little piece? See what it looks like? Let's do that just for, oh, and another thing, if you're lucky enough to have a rack, get you some of these darn things, because they can hold this while you weld. And I actually tacked it all the way together with a few little tacks, brought it all the way down, and then welded it solid. So that way, so my weld would be a lot better. We ordered some O2 bungs, and we're going to put those in as well whenever they come in. But yeah, that will be at least one more day. I'm not going to record that. You'll just drill a hole, weld the bung on, and put her to Sinville. But just to be a good sport, let's just see how much more gooder this looks. I mean, here's the good thing. If I don't like the way it turned out, I just turn it into right before the axle dump. That's it. That's all I got to do on that. Let's see what we got. I'll be a good sport. And hopefully not crush anything that I'm not paying attention to right now. Don't look bad. I wish that was a little further up, but it doesn't look horrible. Looks pretty cool. We're gonna call it right there. Now, it's not real, I made it kind of even with the body, so it doesn't really protrude that much, but we should get plenty of sound right there. And I think it actually looks really good. Darn, man, you can't really see anything. All right, here we go. So, I mean, we made it somewhat flush with the body, and that way so it doesn't take away from the car at all either. But more of that as we go on. Tell you the truth, I just really wanted to do an exhaust because I had never done a full exhaust. I'm gonna call this one a victory. And I kind of like that. So more than likely, we're gonna do the IROC, but we're gonna have it exit out the passenger side and probably only a single, just because that seems to be like the way that it likes to go, but we'll go from there. Until then, I'm gonna call this a done project and not let you hear all the squealing and squawking of this thing. So get on Amazon if you're wanting to try your own exhaust. Get you the 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 inch, whatever kit you want. Make your own if that's something you want to do. This exhaust cost me roughly, with the tips, maybe $200, but I got to do it my own. I had mufflers, so I don't know what exhaust costs around your way. I probably saved $150, $200 doing it myself, and I got the exhaust that I wanted. You know, that $200 can go somewhere else. You know, I didn't have to buy mufflers. They're at least, what, 75, 90 bucks a piece for Flowmasters. So, and plus the chrome tips there, the polished tips, I think I paid 44 on Amazonian site. So take your savings and run with it when you can. We're going to throw that towards something else for this old thing, because it needs, you know, some paint. Even though I love the patina, but it needs some paint, you know. Well, we have successfully wrapped up our very first dual exhaust setup on the Mustang. And I gotta say, I'm actually really happy with it. Surprisingly, I'm happy with it. I mean, they turned out exactly where I wanted them. And I mean, the exact distance down from this body line. And I mean, it's just, will you just look at them? I mean, mufflers in the exact same spot. Dry shaft, you can't see because the on light. Anyway, what I was going to show you guys, if I could find my flashlight. Where does it always go? I don't. Hello? I think somebody comes in here at night and just like rearranges stuff, but then again, yeah, maybe they don't. I usually stick it on the side of my box. I don't know. So strange. Just like all these tools sitting around. I have to find who the culprit is. So anyway, hopefully, yep, can't see a darn thing. Okay, so I was wanting to make sure the dry shaft had plenty of room to the rear end. Wouldn't hit the mufflers. This is a completely solid system. Made my own mount, self-tapper, right there. I am clear of the frame on both sides. So we achieved our goal there. That's exactly what we wanted. To achieve that we didn't get any rattles down the road. You know, if something would happen to come loose, this, that, or the other. We kept it tucked underneath the body pretty well. As much as we could. As much as we knew how. How about that? And then that guy right there. I mean, just... I can't tell you how happy I am with it coming out. Make sure when you weld, always weld in shorts. Yep, because that's adventure welding. You get to see how quick you can move whenever you get a hot one. You know, just fall off and land in your shoe, boot, flip-flop, whatever. Anyway, but I just want to show you guys the end result on this. I wish I could start it, but that's not in the cards yet. Like, who puts exhaust on a car that doesn't run? This guy. But there's a method to the madness. Hopefully it'll all button up pretty together, and, you know, we'll just laugh one day about this. So until then, you guys keep laughing, keep watching, and I appreciate every one of you. You have a great weekend. We'll see you next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. Hopefully it's getting closer to getting wrapped up. We'll see you next time.